This has been on here maybe a minute. I got it on extremely low, and of course right now it doesn't even look like I'm even reading yet. Bull clip there, and let's see down here. It's got it on nice and low. Alright, we're at about 5 minutes here. That's quite warm. And, what's this thing doing? I don't know if this thing's broken. I think that'd be higher by now. Alright, so. You're reading some temperature now. This piece here, I'm just going to take this off. This is my heat shield, which was basically a car windshield deflector where I've glued tinfoil to it. I just want to check here. Oh yeah, that's cooled right off. So, that seems to work. And a little bowl clip here at the top, which I use just to hold it together. And then I'll get my, what I've done here is it's a heat deflector, and it's the bottom of a coffee can, and then coat hanger that I've bent around it, and then just fastened on the back side just a piece of hay wire just to hold it in place. And then the lid, which I put on top, you saw me take it off. And this is just the handle for my fry pan, which just clips into there. So, we're going to find out whether or not I can cook some pizza in it. Or even some brownies. Stay tuned. Alright, after some failures here. Last time you saw this, it was totally enclosed in the bottom. What was happening is a lot of the heat was staying down below. It was heating up the propane bottle way too much. Got a deflector plate in there now too to help direct more heat up. See it there? So she's been in there a few minutes. I think we're reading almost 170 or 125 there, a little bit more, 130. So, and that's on top of that. So it's probably a lot hotter inside of that. But kind of blocking some of the wind out here. It's a little windy out here in the backyard today. Well, we'll give her a try a little longer. Well, I'm not sure you can see that, but we're coming up to 5 minutes here for the very first food test. Oh, I'm gonna take this off. Pardon the camera here. Let's have a little peek inside. Maybe we can do this without actually taking this whole thing off, but I have a feeling it's going to move on me. Whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that. Oh, not bad, eh? 5 minutes. A bit of cheese sitting on top. I'm going to leave it just a little bit longer. I'm actually kind of going to get this off of there. A little bit longer. And we'll see how it looks in a couple more minutes. Alright, so I did 7.5 minutes. It's actually been 8 minutes right now. So it started to sound like something burning, so we're gonna have a look here. Oh, lots of heat coming out of that. So let's have a look underneath here. And a little scorched on the bottom, yeah. But all right. Not scorched much, so I think 6.5, maybe 7 minutes. Probably be absolutely perfect for this. Get some cheese on that. And that's with just tortilla shell and just a bit of cheese on top. Alright, so here we are, first test. The finish, you see a little low flame there. I have set up here to go. And this is just some dough and I just threw some cheese on just as a test. See how it's gonna work. Alright, just started here. I've got it in there. And here's the current temperature. So we'll timer and see how long it takes to get some heat out of it. Alright, we are about 5 minutes in. Flame's still going nice. And we are at pretty much at 100 degrees inside, so that's good. And just to note, I did not put the lid on the actual frying pan in there. So just a little information when I was building this here. Originally I had this all the way down to the bottom. I didn't have these cutouts. And what happened is the propane tank itself, I felt it after about a minute. It was really hot, so I turned it all off and pulled it apart right away. Even after I did these cutouts here, I still found a lot of heat coming down. And I actually ended up melting my, I don't know if you can see it in there, inside on the stove there is my niter. I melted that, that got so hot. So I've also installed this deflector plate here to help push more of the heat up. But I can feel it here, there's still a fair amount of heat coming out here, but that's probably because the flame is right there. But we are, you know, maybe 7 minutes in here, and I can actually hear the food in there bubbling and cooking away. So we're a little over 100 here, and we're just going to take a little peek, see if this is, it's actually a little warm to touch. So I'll kind of look in there. And yeah, the cheese is melting. And it looks like the dough. And I'll have to admit, I don't know what kind of dough this is. I found it in the freezer. And it looks like the dough is cooking. Oh. Doing all right. Put it back down. All right, so we're another 5 minutes in. So we're 15 minutes in. And we're getting maybe 140, 130. And I had to turn the temperature down a little bit less of a flame. I was finding it wasn't getting real hot, but it was getting pretty warm was the handle to adjust the temperature on the stove. So I thought, I'll turn it down a little bit. Still getting lots of heat in there. As you can see, it's creeping up to 150 here. So after 20 minutes, I thought I'd shut it right off and have a look inside. And the dough was not even close to being cooked. It's still very doughy. So I'll put it back on. I turn the heat back up again. And we'll come back again in, say, 15, 20 minutes and see what the result is. We are an additional 10 minutes in. I really cranked the heat up and she's up over 150 now. You can see the flame there, but it's starting to smell like I'm burning the crust. So I'm going to turn this off. And so here we are, I turned it off. And it doesn't look too bad. I was expecting something more there. So let's take this off of here so that I don't make a mess. hot. Let's see here. So, yeah, she burnt. So, a little backpack and oven demo here. See if I can start a demo. This is my stove in here. Obviously the fuel, my temperature gauge, handle, pan. This is the heat deflector. I'll show you that in a sec. The lid. And a heat shield here. So we'll set this up here. Alright, so we'll hook up the stove here first. Alright, so stove's on. The way this works is, this is actually a car heat shield for the windshield. I've cut it to shape, glued tin foil to it, and what we do is we stick this on top of here as a heat deflector. And what this is the top off a coffee can, and this is a coat hanger. And what I've done is just bent it into that shape. And underneath here, I just poked a couple holes and a bit of haywire in there. Fold it on. Our little heat shield we put down here, so it deflects more heat up. And then take our oven part, and with our lid up here, it's been a little while since I've done this. Put that on with a, I think they're called bowl clip. Alright. There we go. That's better. Try it again. Top like that. And then I would put this on top. And over top. Just like that. And temperature gauge on top. All right, got my bread in there right now, just toasting up a bit. I found that if I toast one side a bit, you can cook a little bit easier. We're up to 100, no, not quite 100. All right, pizza's on. I'm going to put the stove back together, the oven back together, and see how she turns out in a bit. Up close to 300 now, 275 probably. We had the burner, I think, a little too hot. She melted a bit of the outside here. Next time if I built one of these, I wouldn't use a car heat shield, windshield deflector. It's just not heat resistant enough. You can hear it bubbling inside. I think maybe we're 10 minutes in here. Maybe 15, somewhere between 10 and 15. I'm not timing. Alright, well, here we are. Melted cheese. Pizza. I may have put maybe a little too much cheese on it. We'll see here. I think the bottom. Oh yeah, it's alright. I'm going to do this without spilling it. Oh, nicely crisp. Maybe a little brown, but this is backpacking. All right, time to eat. I have to admit, that's unbelievable pizza. It's really good. Really, really good. The base was actually a pita. And I toasted it on one side and then flipped it over and put everything on top. I'm impressed. It's good. It's good. Would I do it again? Probably not. It's a lot of work for it's good reward, but little reward. And the oven didn't fare well. Kind of fell apart a bit. But that was a good experiment. Whoa! Pressure difference.
We'll cut that out of the file.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
Oh, that's cold.
Is it?
Yeah, that's brand new one too.
Yeah, I've got a new one as well.
And this, again, this is pressure fitting that in here. Not a perfect setup, as you can tell. Try this again.
All right.
I did that. I thought I had it like that, but I thought I had it inside. Harder. I've got editing to do here.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do last time? I swore I had that inside. There we go.